I'm Colonel Bob Brutus Charette. I am a serial abuser of energy. I'm an F-18 pilot, spent many years on ship, and as Admiral Cullen said, I always wished I had a little more gas in my tanks. And I was on my way back to flying about a year ago, and then the Commandant of the Marine Corps, a big guy with 4 stars, said, "Not so fast, and you're going to go stand up this energy office." And I looked at him, I said, "Well, you must have a sense of humor." Because all I've done for the last 25 years is waste fuel, and now it's my turn to save fuel. So it takes a crook to catch a crook, I guess. So that's what I'm doing right now. So it has been fascinating. We stood up this office last year. I've gotten to learn so much from industry because we've been out in the field with industry a couple of times this year. And then watching the behavior change of the Marines as they understand that this stuff can actually not only save climate and national security, but oh, by the way, it can save their knickers in a fight when they don't have to be on the roads looking for fuel. So that really is a big selling point. So if you look at the next slide for us, please. This is what the problem is in the Marine Corps. Over the last 10 years, your Marine Corps has become extremely lethal. But to get there, if you look at that white line on the chart, we started off back in September 11, 2001 with about 64 megawatts of capacity in our garage. That's generators. When we go to the field, we have to take generators with us. We just don't plug into anybody's power grid, so we got to produce all that in place. Back in that time frame, we only had about 2,000 generators in the Marine Corps. Anything from 2 kilowatts up to about a 100 kilowatt generator. The Army takes care of the big power force. When the Army comes in, they have prime power, and we plug in with the Army, and we work together as a joint team. So we only focus in that area about 2 kilowatts to 100 kilowatts. We had about 2,000 of them in 2001. Today we have over 8,000 generators in the Marine Corps, enough to sink an aircraft carrier just by putting all the darn generators on it. Close. So the point is we're up at 303 megawatts of generator power. We can power small cities now with the Marine Corps. That's not exactly positive for us. It's good in the fact it's made us more lethal because they have powered systems that we today would never imagine to have on the battlefield 10 years ago. However, they've made us now critically dependent on fuel, and oh, by the way, we're starting to look like a second land army. And we have a great land army. You don't need a second land army. We're soldiers from the sea. We work with the Navy. We work in the interdomain space between the sea-land interface, and we need to be light. Okay, so that's what it's all about for us, is making the Marine Corps, bringing us being able to power all the stuff we've learned in the last 10 years in combat, but then to be able to bring it back to sea and power it in a sustainable way. So it takes it takes a couple of things. We call it the triad. It takes behavior change, it takes increasing the efficiencies of the systems, and it creates renewables and sustainable energy. And we're attacking all 3 sides of that triangle simultaneously and sometimes repeatedly, especially the behavior side. That's been the most challenging.